Today we're covering the Z Flip 7's most major issues. We're gonna talk about 5 major ones, and then we're gonna talk about some like minor ones as well. But before you smash the dislike button, before you go there, guys, listen. I made an entire video talking about the 5 best features of the Z Flip 7. So for all you Samsung pole dancers, for all the glazers in the chat, please watch that video after this one. In this video, we're only talking about the major issues. So over the past 3 months of daily usage, what are those nightmare experiences that have stood out and made me reconsider purchasing this phone? That's what we're going to talk about today. The first major issue, we're going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the outer display. You might be thinking, Fossil, you made that whole 5 best features video, and we talked about how the cover display was absolutely amazing, and it absolutely is. It's massive, but it is also one of the biggest nightmares this phone has to offer, because this outer display is so big, you want to use it more. And the more you use it, the more you realize how dysfunctional this thing actually is. For example, you'll be, if you have multi-star, if you have like half a brain cell, you'll have multi-star on the outer display so you can use all of the apps. So I'll be on like some AI app talking to some, baby girl, AI baby girl, obviously. Once you get to the notifications and you check out your notification, now what? You can't just go back to the, baby girl, like she's already gone. You have to reopen the entire app. You have to swipe left again, find the app, and then reopen it. There's no like swipe up from the bottom to see all of your open apps. There's just no way to do that. And to compound that problem, because you might be thinking like, that's not too bad, I can navigate around, no worries. Guys, if I get an Airbnb message, right, and it's gonna show up in my notifications, and I click on that message, like some guest threw its baby off the balcony, it's not my problem. Wow. I can't reply to them in the notifications, even though Airbnb is in my multi-star, so the launcher. If I open up that notification on the notifications menu, it wants me to flip the phone open to answer the customer. Okay, wait, sorry, I'm gonna have to pause this big, beautiful man, because this is me from the future, letting y'all know that Samsung just updated the damn phone without my approval. So essentially now, whenever you get a notification and you have multi-star, you'll get this little icon in the corner of your cover display, and when you click on it, it bypasses whatever was happening before, and it takes you straight to the multi-star app, and it opens the app straight to the notification like it should, okay? So yeah, they kind of fixed that problem literally just now, literally as I'm editing this video, okay? So all right, I'm gonna hand it back now to the big beautiful man, and we're gonna get on with the other issues. All right, take it easy. Honestly, with a screen this big, you could easily do, like, if you're going out on a drive and you don't have YouTube Premium like me, and you play YouTube videos while you're driving, having YouTube open on one corner and having Google Maps open on the other corner, like that kind of multitasking, this screen is definitely big enough for. We have a supposedly good chip, which I'll get into in just a couple of minutes, but my point is, the outer display, it's just big. That was the only update we got this season, just a massive display with absolutely zero functionality. Now, again, because it's bigger, bigger does mean some kind of functionality. You're just not going to be able to do a lot because of all the disconnection between all of the different notifications and the launcher and the different apps as well. So basic functionality like navigation, and forget about like advanced functionality like multitasking, non-existent. Reading out your comments.
Are you able to do video calls on the cover screen using Messenger or WhatsApp?
Yes.
Couldn't find any video on YouTube that confirms that.
I just did one, so I promise you can use WhatsApp via multi-star.
Would you be kind enough to record?
Oh my god, I'm telling you, it works.
Sorry mate, would you be able to record the WhatsApp video call?
This is just for you. This whole segment, everybody's gonna wait for you now. Okay, watch. WhatsApp. Okay, I'm gonna call low. Look, you can video call, okay? So video call on the outer display is very possible. You can do it. Okay, please don't pick up. Okay, it is a possibility. You can do that. You're welcome. Now that you've taken up everybody's time, let's move on to the next one.
Are you rapping? You look like you're slow freestyling.
I love you all. Okay, I love you because you're subscribed, right? All of you are subscribed, right? You listen. You better be subscribed. Don't tell me you were watching all this for free for all this time. Oh no. Now, to get the most out of your outer display, I did make, again, that 5 hacks video where we talk about how to get the most out of your outer display by like cutting the keyboard size in half and things like that so it doesn't take up the whole display. So definitely check that video out if you want to learn more about that. If you're wondering about the case, it's from missingartsmuseum.com. I'm not going to talk about that no more, all right? So that was the outer display. Let's talk a little bit more about the inner display because this is not free from mistakes either. Mistakes, issues, whatever you want to call them. And the biggest one is scratching. You see, some obscure paper by some obscure people said that the inner display's hardness for the Z Flip 7 is 2. I don't know what that means. It was just like 2. It was just some official number by some official people, all right? Until I looked at the lower half of my display and noticed a ton of micro scratches everywhere. So that's when I went back and looked at what does a hardness level of 2 actually mean? It means that even your fingernails will be able to scratch the display. Like your fingernails can scratch and imprint permanently into the display. And now you might be thinking, wait, there's a pre-installed screen protector, which we're going to talk about in a bit, but like, isn't the scratches in the screen protector, not in the actual display itself? Well, in my defense, in my argument, if the screen protector comes pre-installed with the display, if you start using the display without a screen protector, your warranty is voided. In my head, the screen protector is part of the display. It's not like we're gonna separate these two out anymore. And so, yes, the screen protector is very, very easy to scratch, even with just your fingernails. And I don't grow my nails out either. So the lower half of my display where I'm using most of my fingers on is the most heavily scratched. Now, Samsung knows about this because Samsung is actually offering free screen protector replacements every year. So every year you can send your phone to Samsung or to like, iFix, one of their retailers, and get a free screen protector installed. Now, you definitely have to do it through them and they want to be the ones who are replacing your screen protector. So you can't do it through a third party and that might also void your warranty. So be very careful. All right, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna interrupt the big beautiful man one more time. I just gotta mention, guys, the screen replacement policy from Samsung is a joke. Okay, now I've had experience with it and it's worked out okay for me one time, and this was with the Z Flip 6. This policy has changed dramatically since that time, and it's changed regionally as well. So the policy in New Jersey in the USA is not the same as the policy in Mississauga in Canada and across the world as well. So one word of caution, do your due diligence. I went to iFix to fix my Z Flip 6 after extensive research, looking at their online reviews on Google and on other places, because these fixing areas are like car mechanic. You go there with like an oil change and you come back and the engine light is on, you check the trunk and there's a body in the back. Like, you know what I mean? Like it could mean trouble. So all I'm saying is don't trust these fixing areas and these like fix up places. If you don't have to go, don't go. All right, sorry. Back to the big beautiful man. And if you need to do it twice in 1 year, so if you have like 2 screen protector replacements in 1 year, then it's gonna cost you $20. So the first one every year is free. After that, it's gonna cost you. So I'm just letting the community know that screen protectors are free, 1 per year, and you definitely want to be able to like just replace it, because those scratches add up and it makes your phone look ugly. Okay, speaking of warranties, the next major problem, I thought we were past this. I thought Samsung got this finished. I mean, we had the Z Flip 6 and that really almost kind of solved this issue, and now it's back with the Z Flip 7. It's the battery. The battery is atrocious. It sucks. I tried to give it so much time. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it takes some time to optimize to my usage. So I gave it a month. It sucked. I gave it 2 months. It still sucked. I'm at 3 months now and the battery is not getting better. This is where it's gonna be. This is the best it's gonna get. And it is nowhere near most flagships. It's even worse, in my opinion. It's worse than the Z Flip 6 battery. Even though the battery in this is bigger by like 200 milliamp hours, it's the processor that is so battery inefficient compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 that was in the Z Flip 6. The processor they put in this one is the Exynos 2500. It's cheap, it sucks. I hate it so much. I've done every single battery saving hack you could know about. Okay, everything. It's still bad. And by the way, hold up. So this is my man purse. I made it myself. I make my own bags, by the way. I love leather work, okay? Anyways, this is a power bank. I have never carried a power bank in my life. but I'm doing it now. The power bank is essential. Even if you're doing something like very basic, like for me, I wake up in the morning with my phone generally at like 100%, and then I'm driving to school. That's like a 30-minute drive. It's gonna be on data. I'm generally gonna have Google Maps on and YouTube playing as well because I don't have the money for YouTube Premium. So I just play YouTube on the background. And then when I get to school, obviously WhatsApp, Discord, Airbnb messages, like just like things like that. I'm not doing phone calls or video calls for the most part at class or in school. I'm just using the, the general communication app. So I'm not going heavy on any like sort of like long-term conference meetings or anything like that on my phone. And then by the time I'm getting home, this phone is gonna be near dead. Okay, so it won't last you the whole day, even with very basic usage. Even if you're like, flipping through the outer display and the inner display, you're kind of compensating for the inner display by using the outer display, it still is not going to last you the whole day. So get yourself a power bank, and there's one in the description. I'm just saying there's one there, but there's so many now on Amazon and so many of them are super cheap. Do yourself a favor, get a power bank. One thing I want to talk about that doesn't get talked about enough, unless you're on this channel, we're talking about it way too much, is this processor. I know I already talked about it a little bit, the Exynos 2500, but get this. Okay, this is the conspiracy right now that's going on around the circumference of this channel. I don't know what that is. Okay, here. So exactly what's happening. When the Z Flip 6 came out, we got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, but the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in the Z Flip 6 was nerfed. Samsung beat the crap out of that chip because it was so nerfed that you couldn't run DeX or any of those like high-powered multitasking programs or anything like that. And Samsung gave us the reason that it was to save the battery. So it was, to make it more battery efficient so that it wouldn't heat up too much and it would save the parts inside. All right, cool, whatever. I bought it, okay? Now the Z Flip 7 comes out and Samsung did enable DeX. So now we have those, multitasking prowess apps on the phone, but they gave us a chip that is far more, or no, I said that wrong. It's far less battery efficient. Look, people have been doing geek benches, I don't give a damn about geek bench. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care. Okay, what those like geek benches are. And honestly, even if we look at the geek benches, they are marginally, like the Exynos 2500 in this is like marginally better. Okay, it's like marginal compared to this outgoing Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in performance. But when it comes to battery efficiency, this chip is objectively worse. So when they said that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 was nerfed last year to save the battery, and now they gave us a chip that is way worse on battery, but they gave us DeX and all these multitasking apps, it makes me rethink everything. Like, wait, did you lie last year? Or are you just lying to us right now? Or are you trying to fit something into a phone and you're just trying to skimp us? Because this chip is also cheaper to Samsung. Obviously, you won't notice, because you actually paid $100 more this year and you got less money for your trade-in. I went to trade in my Z Flip like 4 or 5. I was getting $900 for that. This time I got like $600 for my Z Flip 6 to trade up into the Z Flip 7. $500 or $600, I don't exactly remember, but yeah. So I got less money for my phone and I ended up paying more money as well, and it's a cheaper phone. There's less aluminum, there's a cheaper chip, so it's like, it's an issue. The chip, aside from just being horrendous when it comes to battery efficiency, when it comes to things like multitasking, and when it comes to those sorts of like, high power apps, it's also glitchy because many times I will have a bunch of notifications and I'll try to pull them down. Like every time I wake up in the morning, I have a bunch of notifications, and when I try to pull them down, it says notification processing. Like, it doesn't let me pull down the notifications or pull up all my apps. It just comes up with a little blurb that says notification processing, stop. And I have to literally give like a 30 seconds to a minute for it to like process everything, and then it lets me look at everything. So it's like, it's not a good chip because I never had that happen once on the Z Flip 6 or the 5 or 4 or the 3. So yeah. The chip is a major issue, and I'm not gonna stop, beating Samsung's booty over it because I absolutely hate Exynos. And we kind of talk about the next biggest issue, pricing. Every year these phones get more expensive, my trade-ins get less valuable. I get less money for my trade-in, and the phones themselves are cheaper for Samsung to make than the previous generation. I'm like sitting there like, this was $1,200. For $1,200 at this point, you can get some like flagships that are significantly better. Not just other flagships from Samsung, of course, but also from iOS. We're talking Apple, obviously. And not just there, you can also look into Red Magic, like Huawei phones and OnePlus and Oppo. Dude, they have proper massive beasts. Forget processing power, which this is probably the worst flagship when it comes to processing power, right? Plus $1,000 phones, this is probably the worst when it comes to pros. Like, if you have a phone that's worse processing over that, and it's also over $1,000, comment down below. Even I think the Sony Ericssons are better at processing power than the Z Flip 7, but forget about that. Cameras, obviously this camera is lackluster, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in my like later video. So the camera sucks, the processing power is weak, and the battery is horrendous. Like those Chinese phones have 65-watt super fast charging. That is super fast, okay? And OnePlus has been doing that since like 2018 with the OnePlus 7, I think. Samsung calls it 25-watt super fast charging. 25-watt is not super fast charging, bro. These wireless chargers, which I can't really show you because these are unreleased products. Right now, I'm not allowed to be showing you guys this, but so you never saw this here. But so these are Qi 2. These can do 15-watt wireless charging, which is like what we're getting to. This does 25-watt wired. Okay, and you're not even getting 25 watts the entire time. It's generally going to be around like 17 to 23 watts while you're charging it up. So it's slow to charge up. The battery dies super fast, and it's still over $1,000, $1,100, or even $1,200. It just blows my mind. We're getting to a point where foldables were supposed to get better, but so many things have taken a step back. Yeah, they made a bigger battery, but what's the point if you're putting a shit processor that's super battery inefficient? There's no point. You are better off having the smaller battery and a better processor than putting in a bigger battery with a worse processor. So yeah, all I'm saying is, guys, you never saw me show you these products. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So we can talk a little bit more about some, oh yeah, there's some MagSafe in these cases as well. But all I'm saying is I still love the phone. I still use it daily because, first of all, you guys want to know more about it, but also because there's a lot to love. You know, it flips. There's a lot to love, and I'm going to talk more about the things that I absolutely love and just like a more general experience, so not just focusing on the nightmares, but the entire picture in my next video where we talk about a 3-month update of having used this daily. You know, I've had some massive falls with this too. We're talking 2 big falls with this phone, which I'm going to talk about in that video as well. So we're going to get into build quality and the crease in the glass in that one. So I'm gonna hold off on that because those are actually some massive improvements to this phone. This is really, really well built. Okay, so that's it for the major problem video. I really don't want to talk about anything else because those are the biggest issues with this phone and the biggest real issues. Of course, people are gonna come up with like little things like the hinge is too tight. No, okay, it's not. It's not tight at all. Just use 2 hands, guys. Unless you don't have 2 hands, in which case you're gonna have to figure something out. I guess you're gonna have to figure something out, you know what I mean? But like the outer display functionality is horrendous. Okay, so if you're just doing one app and you're only using that app and you don't want to look at your notifications, you'll be fine. But most people want to be able to switch between the notifications and the app seamlessly. They want to be able to use launcher and notifications in conjunction, which you can't do. So overall, that's the look at the Z Flip 7's major issues. If you enjoyed, please smash that subscribe button. Also, there's like a hype feature now that I saw on my like dashboard. I don't know. I'm not telling you guys that you have to hype, but you can if you want to. Until next time, take it easy. Peace.